Hello, and I welcome you all to the presentation on the topic computation of professional income. In my previous presentation, I have already given you the background of computation of professional income. That involves computation of professional receipts first. Therefrom, you have to deduct total professional expenses and you will get income from profession. Already I have solved one problem in my previous presentation. Now let me solve one or two problems today. So just look at the problem. Dr. Kalpana is a renowned medical practitioner who maintains books of account on cash basis. The following is the receipts and payments account. So receipts and payments account is given. In our previous example, we took up the chartered accountancy profession. Today, I am going to take up medical practitioner or practitioner's profession. So we got receipts here and payments here. First, let us see the additional information given there. See, books worth rupees 25,000 were purchased on 30th June 2018. So that means books are used in the business for a period more than 180 days. How do you ascertain this? Just consider 30th June 2018 to 31st March 2019. If you calculate the number of days in between, that will be definitely more than 180 days. So, normal depreciation should be charged here. If the number of days is less than 180 days, then 50% of normal depreciation should be charged. And these were annual publication, and the balance was purchased on 1st November, which were books other than normal publication. See, at present, there is no difference regarding calculation of depreciation whether the publication is professional or otherwise, annual or otherwise. Therefore, normal depreciation at the rate of 40% is allowed in the case of books. So, 25,000 purchased on 30th June 2018. Whereas the rest are purchased on 1st November. If you consider the date of purchase and if you compute the number of days between this date and 31st March, that will be less than 180 days. Therefore, 50% of normal depreciation has to be considered and it should be allowed. So, purchase of books is not allowed. If you look at the payment side here, you see here books purchase, somewhere it is there here. Yes, books purchase 60,000. Out of 60,000, 25,000, okay, that is annual publication, and here 40% depreciation is allowed, whereas on the rest of the amount you have to calculate at the rate of 40%, but for half year. Then car was purchased on 1/1/2019. That means the car is used in the business only for a period of 3 months. That means it is used for a period lesser than 180 days. Therefore, 50% of normal depreciation is allowed. And then as far as surgical equipments are concerned, they are purchased on 10th September 2018. From this date to 31st March of 2019, the number of days in between are more than 180 days. Therefore, normal depreciation should be charged, and here mentioned that the rate of depreciation allowed is 15% on both the assets. Purchase of asset is not allowed as professional expense, but depreciation on assets like car and surgical equipments, that's allowed. It's estimated that here it should be one third of the house of the car, one third of the use of car is for personal expenses. Here it is not properly printed, so it should be one third. So one third of the use of car is for personal purpose. That means it is used for professional purpose to the extent of 2/3. So only 2/3 of the car expenses should be considered. Similarly, depreciation should also be restricted to 2/3 of total depreciation. Loan from bank is taken for professional purpose. So if you see here, interest on bank loan 18,000. So the bank loan is taken for professional purpose. So entire 18,000 is allowed. If any part of the loan is for personal purpose, to that extent, interest also should be reduced and that should be taken as professional expense. Okay, gifts and presents include 2,000 from patients in appreciation of her medical service and 3,000 as arbitration gifts. So, in this problem, you see here gifts and presents 5,000. Of this 5,000, okay, only 2,000 is from patients in appreciation of her medical fashion. Therefore, only 2,000 are allowed, whereas 3,000 are disallowed. Then, interest on loan taken for let out house property 75,000 is outstanding. So, this will not be taken while computing. This will not be considered while calculating income from house property. Income from profession. But while computing total income, you have to take income from house property. That's where you have to take. See the explanation given here. Depreciation on books is 40%, whether publication is annual or professional or otherwise. Therefore, depreciation on books is calculated as follows. Interest on 25,000 at 40%, and yes, books are used for a period more than 180 days. Therefore, depreciation is 40%. Straight away 10,000. On the balance, that means to say 60,000 minus 25,000. So on the value of 35,000, if you calculate 40% and calculate for half the year, then you will get 7,000. I mean to say 50% because it is used for a period lesser than 180 days. Therefore, 50% of normal depreciation is considered. Therefore, 7,000 is the depreciation on 35,000. Together, 17,000. Similarly, depreciation on motor car on 2,50,000 at the rate of 15%. Since it is used for a period less than 180 days, okay, 18,750 is the depreciation, total depreciation. But of that, 1/3 is used for personal purpose. Therefore, used for professional purpose is 2/3. Therefore, that comes to 12,500. Depreciation on surgical equipment, that is on rupees 1,20,000 at the rate of 15% comes to rupees 18,000. And the surgical equipments were used in the previous year for a period more than 180 days. So normal 15% depreciation. So the total gifts, only gifts received from patients are taxable as professional income. While computing income from house property, interest is deductible on due basis. As the dividend is exempt from tax, collection charges of dividend is non-deductible. You see here on the receipt side an item dividend, so 10,000, and on the payment side you find here collection charges of dividend, that is 250. As the dividend is exempt, any expenses incurred in connection to that income is not allowed. So that is not deductible as professional expense. Okay, then of the total gifts, only Gifts received from patients are taxable as professional income. So this is already completed. Household expenses, income tax paid, life insurance, and gift to son are personal expenses. You find all these items on the payment side. Purchase of motor car, surgical equipment, and books are not allowed as professional expenses, but depreciation on these assets is very much allowed. Okay, look at the receipt side. Okay, consultation fees of both the years should be taken because accounts are maintained on cash basis. So 15,000 as well as 1,80,000 both are to be taken. Visiting fees 60,000, that is also an item of professional income of a medical practitioner. Loan from bank, that is not a professional receipt, but interest on loan, it is professional expense. Sale of medicine, that is an item of professional income of a medical practitioner. Gifts and presents, rupees 5,000, out of this only 2,000, that is presents and gifts received from the clients in appreciation of his service, her service, that is to be taken as professional expense. Royalties from articles published in journals, this is not an item of professional income, that is falling under the head income from other sources. Then dividend, this item is also falls under income from other sources, and here since the amount is just 10,000, that is exempt from tax. Supposing dividend is received from cooperative societies, that is fully taxable. Then interest on government securities, this item also falls under income from other sources and not under income from profession. Rent from house property, this falls under income from house property, so that will not be taken while computing professional income. Profit on sale of jewelry, it is clearly mentioned long-term capital gain, capital asset, and gain arising on transfer of that asset is long-term capital gain. That also does not fall under income from profession, rather it is relating to capital gains. Lottery price, this is an item relating to income from other sources, so not to be taken as receipt while computing professional income. So that will fall under income from other sources, there it should be grossed up. In the case of lottery, winning from a lottery, there is a TDS, tax deducted at source, and that is to the extent of 30%. Therefore, while computing the gross total income, that should be grossed up. That is 21,000 into 100 by 70. That way you have to calculate. Look at the payment side. So, payment of rent of clinic for all the 3 years should be considered because these are maintained under payment basis, and in the case of receipts on cash basis. Water and electricity bill, that is professional expense. Purchase of professional books not allowed, but depreciation is allowed. Household expenses, that is not an expense of the medical practitioner. That is not the expense of income from profession. Then collection charges of dividend income. If dividend income is exempt, any expenses connected to that, that is not allowed. Then municipal tax paid, that is relating to house property, therefore that is not allowed as professional expense. Motor car, that's not allowed, whereas depreciation is allowed. Surgical equipment, that's not allowed, but depreciation on that is allowed. Income tax is private expense, personal expense, therefore that is not taken as professional expense. Office expense, definitely that is taken as professional expense. Office salary, professional expense. Life insurance, that is personal expense. Gifted to son, personal expense. Interest on bank loan, that is for professional purpose, therefore that is allowed. Car expenses, okay, that's allowed, but to the extent it is used for professional purpose. Purchase of medicine, that is an item of professional expenses. So I have already explained these additional points, and even I have given certain notes here. I have already explained all those things earlier. Now straight away come to the computation of professional receipts. So it is summed up here. So 1,95,000 consultation fees, visiting fees 60,000, sale of medicine 75,000, gifts and presents after excluding gifts received from people other than the clients. Okay, total amount is 3,32,000. Okay, professional expenses. Rent of clinic, all the 3 years expenses paid on payment basis, that is taken 1,56,000. Water and electricity, okay, professional expense. Depreciation on books, already note has been given earlier. Depreciation on surgical equipment, note has already been given. Depreciation on car, note has already been given. Office expenses, 7,000 should be taken. Office salary, it is also professional item of professional expense. Interest on bank loan, it's clearly mentioned bank loan is for professional purpose, it should be taken. And then car expenses, okay, only 2/3 of 24,000 is taken. Medicine purchase 65,000. Okay, together professional expenses are 3,51,500. So ultimately there is a loss from profession. So that's why I have given here sign minus. Income from profession. Income could be positive or negative. So here it is negative. So loss from profession, it is 19,500. They come to the computation of gross total income. Income from salary is nil. Income from house property. Okay, rent from house property, that is taken as gross annual value. You know how to compute the gross annual value. So it is 2,40,000. Therefore, you have to deduct municipal taxes or local charges or local taxes rather. So 8,000. If you deduct 8,000 from 2,40,000, 2,30,000 you get, that is the annual value. So therefore, we have to deduct certain items under section 24, like 30% of annual value, that is 2,32,000. So that comes to 69,600. So interest on loan, that is given here 75,000. Entire amount is for professional purpose, and therefore it is deducted. So total deduction from annual value, that is 1,44,600. If you deduct this value from 2,32,000, you will get 87,400. That's income from let out house property. Then professional income minus 19,500 loss. Capital gains, profit from salary, sale of jewelry 1,85,000. Income from other sources, royalties from articles published in journals 10,000. Dividend exempt nil. Interest on government securities 10,000. Then lottery income, yes, lottery income, that should be taken under income from other sources. Net value is given there. I told you, while paying the amount to the winner, straight away 30% tax is deducted, we call that TDS. After TDS, so the winner receives 21,000 rupees, assessee receives 21,000 rupees. Therefore, that should be grossed up. So 100 divided by 70, that is the way you have to calculate in order to compute gross income, gross amount. So that comes to 30,000. So gross total income is 3,02,900. For your information, here there is a loss from profession. See, loss from business or profession that cannot be set off against income from salary. but it can be set off against any other head of income. Therefore, this is set off against other incomes here. Therefore, yes, after setting it off, the gross total income is 3,02,900. If there is no other income except a loss from profession, that can be carried forward and set off from income from profession in subsequent 8 years. So this is about problem number 2. Now we will move on to the third problem. Following is the summary of cash book for the previous year 2019-20 of Seshadri, leading advocate or solicitor. So first example was on chartered accountancy profession, second one of a medical practitioner, and this is on advocate. Okay. Now here you have got receipts and here you have got payments, and further particulars are also given here. Let us first analyze the details given here as additional inputs. Point A. General expenses include 1,000 paid for his son's college fees. So you find here general expenses of rupees 15,000. Of that, 1,000 is college fees paid for his son, and the amount is rupees 1,000. Therefore, that should be deducted from general expenses. General expenses are allowed, but 1,000 should be deducted. Then salary to trainee advocates 25,000 included in household expenses. You see here household expenses 66,000. Household expenses as such are not allowed as professional expenses, but that includes, here mentioned, salary to trainee advocates 25,000. This is very much allowed. That is an item of professional expense. So that is deductible under professional expenses. 1/3 of car expenses related to his personal use. So you find here car expenses to the extent of 6,000. Of that, 1/3 expenses are excluded, only 2/3 expenses are allowed under professional expenses. Then, life insurance premium paid was on his own life policy of rupees 20,000. So that is his personal expense and that is not to be taken under professional expenses. Municipal tax was pertaining to self-occupied residence belonging to the SSC. Since it is not for professional purpose, that is not to be taken. That's not allowed as professional expense. Depreciation allowable amounted to 3,000. So only 3,000 should be taken. Okay. Total depreciation here. Court fee stamps in hand 1,000 and stamp paper in hand 2,000. These are not to be taken because the books of accounts are maintained on cash basis in the case of receipts and payment basis in the case of expenses. So these are not to be taken. Salary to junior advocates outstanding. Any outstanding item, whether incomes or expenses, are not to be considered. Even professional fees receivable, that is not to be taken. So look at the receipt side here. Let us see what are the items of professional receipts. So professional fees 1,30,000. Definitely it's an item of income. Presents from clients. Okay, entire amount is professional income unless that is received from people other than his clients. Interest on debentures of a company, that is not an item of professional income, that falls under the head income from other sources. Your interest on post office savings bank account, this also falls under income from other sources. Moreover, it is exempt to the extent of 3,500. Then dividends from Indian company, that again falls under income from other sources. moreover that is exempt, so that is not an item of professional income. Winning from horse race again falls under income from other sources. Arbitration fees, that is an item of professional receipts. Legal fees, special commission, appointment fees, all these are items of professional receipts. Now let us consider the professional expenses of an advocate. General expenses already you have understood, that's allowed, but you have to exclude 1000 rupees. Household expenses, actually that is not allowed, but it is mentioned that of that rupees 25,000 that is paid to trainee advocates, that is an item of professional expense. Car expenses, okay, 6,000 that is allowed, but of that 1/3 is for personal purpose, so only 2/3 percentage should be considered. 2/3 of should be considered. Typewriter purchase, it is not allowed, but depreciation is definitely allowed. Income tax is personal expense. A deposit in post office savings bank account not relating to income from profession. Court fee stamps, that is an item of professional expense. Donations, that is not to be taken. And then rent of chamber, that should be taken. And then life insurance premium, not to be taken. Subscription to law journal, definitely it's an item of professional income. Professional expense, that's an item of professional expense. Stamp paper, it's also an item of professional expense. Municipal tax, okay, it is very clearly given, that's related to self-occupied residence, not to be taken. So that's all. Now look at the computation part here. Yes, professional fees 1,30,000, present from clients 5,000, arbitration fees 20,000, legal fees 30,000, special commission 10,000, appointment fees 5,000, together professional receipts 2 lakh. Now we will deduct the total professional expenses. Now what are professional expenses? General expenses, after excluding 1,000, which is nothing but college fees paid of his son. It is personal in nature, so exclude that, so that comes to 14,000. Salary to trainee advocates, which is included under household expenses, so 25,000. Court stamp fee 4,000, rent of chamber 6,000, subscription to law journal 6,000, stamp paper purchase 10,000, depreciation 3,000, car expenses to the extent of professional use, so for 4,000. So together 72,000. So ultimately income from profession is 1,28,000. Look at some of the notes given here. The SSC maintains his books of accounts on cash basis. It's only those professional receipts actually received and professional expenses actually paid in the previous year are taken. That means to say outstanding incomes and outstanding expenses are not to be considered. Account professional fees, stock of consumable items like court fee stamps, stamp paper outstanding are not taken. Household expenses other than salary to trainee advocates are personal in nature. Income tax paid, life insurance premium, donations are not allowed. Typewriter purchased, deposit in post office savings bank account, these are not professional expenses. Municipal taxes are pertaining to self-occupied house. Interest on debentures, interest on post office savings bank account, dividends from Indian company and winning from horse race are not professional receipt. I am subject to correction here. Are not professional receipt. I am subject to correction. Not professional receipts. Okay, let me move on to the next problem. Dr. Bijli is a registered medical practitioner. From the following income and expenditure account for the year, prepare a statement showing income from profession. So, income and expenditure account is given. It's a small problem. So at the end, rate of depreciation allowable on car and surgical equipment is given, that is at the rate of 15% on car and 40%, car and surgical equipments, and 40% on books. Okay, let us see the incomes first, professional receipts or professional incomes. So interest on fixed deposits, actually that comes under income from other sources, so not to be taken under professional receipts. Consultation fees, visiting fees are items of professional income. Race winnings, this will fall under income from other sources. Sale proceeds of an ancestral house, that does not fall under professional income. Profit on sale of shares will fall under the head income from, it falls under capital gains. Dividend on shares, interest on maybe savings bank, that is to be taken under income from other sources. Presents from patients, that's an item of professional income. Debits recovered, previously disallowed. Previously disallowed means they were earlier taxed. An income should not be taxed twice. In other words, there is no scope for double taxation. Therefore, this year that should not be considered as professional receipt or professional income. If it is given previously allowed, it is not taxed earlier, now it should be taxed, therefore it should be included under professional income. So this is about professional receipts or income. Now look at professional expenses. Household expenses, that is not to be taken here. Car purchase as such is not allowed, but depreciation on that has to be considered. That is at the rate of 15%. Traveling expenses, it's very clearly given, it is for personal use or personal purpose, therefore that is not to be considered. Charity and donations, these are not to be considered. Income tax, that is personal expense. Salaries, maybe to the staff, that is his professional expense. Gift to daughter, that is personal in nature. Then establishment expenses, definitely that is the professional expense. Surgical equipment and books purchased, these are assets and therefore that involves capital expenditure, so these are not allowed. But then depreciation on both these assets is allowed. And on surgical equipment, rate of depreciation is 15% and on books it is 40%. Life insurance premium 2000, that is not allowed because that is personal in nature. Fines and penalties, again that is not allowed. Interest on capital is also not allowed. Therefore, these are the items which are allowed as professional expenses. Let us see the solution here. That's summed up here. Professional receipts, consultation fees 10,000, visiting fees 20,000, presents from patients 2,000. So together that is 32,000. Professional expenses, already I have explained. Salaries 8,000, establishment expenses 1,000, depreciation on car at the rate of 15%, so 4,500. Car purchase, value of car purchase is not to be taken, whereas depreciation is allowed. Similarly, purchase of surgical equipment, that's not allowed, but depreciation on surgical equipment at the rate of prescribed rate, that is 15%, is allowed. Books purchased, it's not allowed, whereas depreciation on books, it is allowed, so 4,480 on 1,200 at the rate of 40%. So total professional expenses are 14,580. So thus, total professional receipts minus total professional expenses, you get income from profession 17,420. Okay, by this I have completed this problem. So thank you for listening.